If it's wrong, I'll improve it. If it's right, I'll make it better. So life is life, and Monica is Monica. So what is the name of your company?
Well, I'm very famously known for being a spirit queen, so they call me Monica the Spirit Queen.
Okay, Monica the Spirit Queen. Queen means
Queen of the Spirit.
She's not a queen, she's not a princess, she's
Cocktails,
a queen.
please. Cocktails.
Now, how and why did you get the name of your spirit?
It's funny because growing up, since I was in the 2nd grade, I started sensing, feeling, and seeing spirits. And I didn't know at that time, what it was. It was hard to tell the difference, you know what I mean? And then when I had my kids, I have 3 small kids, and they're used to that. Well, my son actually came up with me. He's a 7-year-old boy. And he said, Mom, do you know that you're the spirit queen? He's very spiritual. All 3 of my kids are spiritual.
So what is the spiritual thing? Because there's a lot of people turning around and saying, I'm not going to go to church, I'm going to have a spiritual life. A lot of people in their own feelings of life, their own spiritual.
Well, you can define spirituality in many different ways. When it comes to, I just combine it. When you're spiritual, you can either see spirits, feel them. You can pick up on people's auras. You can pick up on their energy. So it's not always the spirit part, you know.
What exactly, for the common man of people out there, what exactly is a spirit? How about a good answer?
She's just throwing me in there.
We know all about it.
Right. So basically what a spirit is the way I describe it is this is a shell that we're living. It's a temporary shell. Our spirit is the one that moves our body, our shell. Okay? Spirit moves us around.
Where we should go and shouldn't go?
Right. What we're doing right now is our spirit inside that's controlling the shell of our body. Okay? And then once our body expires, our spirit comes out and continues to live.
I hope mine goes to a special person. I want my spirit to go to a very special person. Don't know who it is yet, but
a special person?
Oh yeah, it has to be special. That's, she's reading something into this now. Am I not in trouble? Guys out there, help me. Steve.
Everybody that knows me knows they can't hide anything from me. So
no, I'm not hiding it.
I will read you like a book right now.
All right, read me. I wrote that. Read me like good, bad, right, or wrong. I don't mind who knows me what I am out there. I've been out there long enough. It doesn't matter anymore. I hope I'm not confusing you.
No. With your energy, it's funny because the minute I walked in, before even looking around, because normally when I go to a new place, and this is a new place for me, I scan around and I'm like, okay, well, who am I looking for, this and that. The minute I walked in, something about your energy, I zoomed in. I was like, oh, that's where she's at. Without even looking around, like I just pinpointed you out. You have a grandmother figure. A grandmother. I'm telling you, you wanted the reading. You asked for
I don't know about this grandmother bit.
I'm telling you a grandmother. Okay. It's an elderly lady.
Yes.
It goes back about 3 generations. So great-grandmother, I should say.
Really old now.
No, not you.
Go ahead,
it just goes back in just. She's about 120. Don't let her lie. No, I'm kidding. I love her.
So far, this interview is going very, very well. I'm a grandmother 3 times over. I'm 120, and I've never back to 120. Okay. All right, go ahead.
She looks so different.
Come on.
You do feel, you are spiritual. You do feel energies. At times you don't know what it is.
Absolutely.
And you do question it.
Yes, I do. A lot.
Yes. And so,
Mine's always the why.
Because you want the answers.
Yes,
You
I do.
have. There's a
Definitely.
lot of questions that you don't have answers to.
Correct, absolutely. Right now, especially.
And that's why I'm here. So this person, this particular energy that you feel around you, it's mostly at times where things are going not the way that you want to.
Okay, okay.
And she comes to you to basically comfort you and guide you and let you know that everything's okay. Because with you, not everything, the bad doesn't last too long.
No.
It just goes in and out and it's done.
Absolutely.
So-
Absolutely. You really nailed that one because it's very true. I'm a big forgiver. I don't believe in hanging on to anything, holding on to anything. And if that person has done that at that time, okay, fine. You know, let's just move on. Absolutely. But there's also a lot of things I will want to address. I want to address why, what, when, and how. There's a lot of that I want to do. But getting back to you, this is what you make a living at. And what has been one of your most difficult times of somebody wanting you to read their spirit, because I believe that's what they're looking for,
Right.
to read their spirit, and then you feel you can't get through to them or you can't do it. Has that ever happened to you? Or do you always find something?
No, I always break through. There are people that try to block me from it. There's a lot of people, especially skeptics. I'm very well known to turn skeptics into believers.
Okay.
And I do it a lot on my live videos and my shows that I have. So it's really funny because I have skeptics that come and say, well, you can't do this and you can't read me, and, this and that.
Oh, those are great words to you.
Yeah, especially if they're with their husband or wife or their family and friends. And I'm like, are you sure you want to test me? Do you really want to test me? So then I start spilling the beans and then I'm like, okay, well, give them a little taste of what I can do. And then they're like, okay, well, so that's the difficult part with the skeptics because they like to test me a lot, which is fine. Test me all you want.
Yeah, of course, because you're not worried about that, because you know the spirit. What sort of spirit, apart from being queen of spirit, what sort of spirit do you feel that you are? Or other different ones?
I believe, and I've been called this a lot, I don't know what they mean by this, and I do, the sun, basically. They call me the sun. Shine, right. And so another nickname they give me, oh, you're the sun. I'm like, in the beginning I was kind of confused about it. I'm like, what do you mean the sun? You know what I mean? But that's what they say, that I remind people of the sun.
Well, that's probably because of your aura, number one. Number two is because probably you have this energy all around you that gives off. I have energy that gives off. I know that. I know I can walk into it. I know what I can do. I know where I'm accepting. I know what happens to me. I often...
But stop second guessing a lot of things.
Yeah. Oh, really? Now, what do you mean second guessing?
You do analyze a lot, which is a good thing. And I do
analyze, yeah.
And I tell people all the time, that's a good thing. If you're the type of person that analyzes things, that's great. But if you put your mind to doing something, don't second guess it. Just go ahead and do it.
Oh, I agree with that. It's funny you say that because I just been in the thing I'm doing right now, and it was yes, no, and then all of a sudden, a few days ago, I woke up and I said, that's it, I'm doing it. And that's it. It's like, go do it, it'll work out, it'll be fine, everything will be wonderful. And that, I do second guess a lot on a lot of things I do, but mostly I just go for it. I'm not a big go for it, because what can happen?
Right. And that's the second guessing part I picked up on. Don't second guess. Follow your instinct and continue with your success.
On my success. Okay, what about your success? I'm more interested in her success. I'm more interested in you than me, that's for sure.
I'm interested in her success, she's interested in mine.
Okay, so we just met. So
I love her already.
May it flourish into the world.
Great friendship.
Yes,
here,
yes.
Well, what I do is, aside from being a psychic medium, I'm a paranormal investigator as well.
Oh, that would be great for what you want, what you do.
I think I'm going to take you on one of my investigations.
do you know something? And she has no idea about what I'm just about going to tell her. I always wanted to be a private eye, and I always wanted to go on these investigations, but I've got a person in Pittsburgh, Robert, I won't give you his last name, Robert, he's a private eye, and I knew a very well-known private eye, I think who he is. Anyway, and I keep saying that, I said, I want to go on one of your investigations, I want to go with you, I now have this opportunity, see what happens? So when are we doing this? Today, tomorrow, now?
Let's go.
All right.
We'll be back.
Do you ever know about a private eye guy called Freddie Otash? Ever read his book?
Sounds familiar.
Freddie Otash, I dated him for, I don't know, 2.5, 3 years in Miami and a little bit in Los Angeles. And he was the biggest private eye probably in America. And he was actually with a lot of the big movie stars. He did a couple of wrong things, but he did a lot of right things. He lived with Judy Garland, and he knew Frank Sinatra, he knew all these people. I did not know that, because I obviously was not supposed to, because I believe, well, when I was with him in Miami, I believe he was on an investigation, but I never knew, I wasn't supposed to know about it. Being my inquisitive mind, I kept thinking, why is he doing that? Why is he doing that? You know, and sort of, you know, and let it go. And then, wait a minute, it was definitely on an investigation, because he or Lily Danchet, underway from the Beverly Wilshire, she opened up in Bell Harbor, that's where I met her.
Right.
So that was so I've been pretty close to private eye things. You bring back down. When is it? Huh?
This is about ghosts.
This is about ghost time. This is ghost time.
We're going to take the whole team on an investigation with us. The producer, my lovely new best friend right here.
Yeah, I love it. And your husband?
My husband, of course. He's my husband. He's my manager.
He's your everything.
Everything. I can't do.
You know,
He's my other half.
I was teasing her about him. He's a good looking. And I said, well, he's too young for me. She said, well, he's my ex-husband, because she was teasing me. And so I said, no, I can't, because, you know, number one, he's an ex. Number two, he's too young. And number three, now I found out they're still married. So
no, I said, if you want me to share him.
Oh no, we don't share.
He's priceless. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know if I got enough
If anybody can afford. No, I don't share my husband.
Well, good for you.
I don't share him.
And
so
also,
ladies, back off.
I don't share other people's husbands. I don't do any of that stuff.
No.
I just don't. I just like to.
I don't like homewreckers. Period.
No, I don't like homewreckers.
No, we don't deal with that kind of stuff.
Now, if anybody, I'm going to ask you a personal point. No, it's not personal. What do you charge for a session, and how long is a session?
See, the beauty about my work and how I do it is my sessions, it's a full hour reading.
Okay.
And it starts off with 150.
Okay.
And it could either be a spiritual reading or a psychic reading. Now, let me tell you the difference real quick. A psychic reading is anything personal about your life, the physical, you being here physically, your job, your love life, your marriage, friends, family, you name it, you know. Spiritual is I can pull through anybody that you want to communicate with that already crossed over, a loved one, and go from there.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, communicate with the loved one. If you want to combine it, it's 350.
350. So, okay, so we can go anywhere from 150 up.
150.
It depends on, and I'm speaking out for you, it depends on what type of session you're having, number one. And I've got the husband over here nodding his head. He's saying, yes, Ninon, you're absolutely right, because I know how all these things work, because this is where I come in. I know how all this works, and I have no idea what you do, how you do everything. But I do know that it depends what you bring into the realm, is what you have to pay for. And always remember, there's something very good out there. You always really have to pay quite a lot for it, because that is what you want. You want absolutely everything, but you want to pay as little as possible. That will never happen with this woman, because it is what it is. And if you want to know, and it's funny, I think majority of people in this world, I believe, want to know something within them of why they work and where they're going. And we all want to know where we're going. Is it going to be great? I'm going to have lots of money, lots of love affairs, lots of clothes, lots of stuff. It's always, how much am I getting?
Right.
Always.
Right.
And you look at it and think, I personally don't need any more clothes. I don't need any more stuff. So I'm in a little bit of a different.
We're going shopping.
We're going shopping. I just said I was in a different position, but we're now going shopping. So
we'll deal with the other position.
That blows that line out of the window. When somebody calls you and what you do, what is your most favourite thing that you really like doing, that you really feel really comfortable and at ease and you love doing?
The most satisfaction I get out of my readings is giving the answers and the closures that my clients are looking for. Sometimes it's spur of the moment, they just have a question. I do get a lot of clients, and I get clients around the world. I have my website, monicaspiritqueen.com. You can contact me through there. It goes straight to my email. And be sure to leave a phone number, because without a phone number, I don't contact you. Phone number. But one of my biggest pet peeves. If you don't have a phone number, I'm sorry, I can't do anything.
That's good. That's at least you know.
Yeah. So, what satisfies me the most is, in the end, and I'm known to make people cry sometimes during my readings because it's so real, and I get into depth. I get into the heart of everything that's going on, what they want to know.
But some things they don't want to know.
Some things they don't want to know. That's the beauty about my reading, and that's the way that you can tell the difference between a real psychic and a wannabe fake one. It's because before I start my readings, I always let everybody know. I'm not going to tell you what you want to know, but I'm going to tell you what you need to know. Because a lot of people, right?
I like to know what I need to know. I don't want to be told to. I don't want to be washed over.
I'm not going to say you're going to win the lottery and be a millionaire, and I'm going to collect about 45-50% of that money. But I'm going right. But I'm going.
Just come back to reality.
It'll be nice, right? We'll all be millionaires overnight. But the reality of it is, I let them know. I say, you know what? I'll answer your questions during my reading. Feel free to ask whatever you want. Whatever I pick up on, there's a reason why I pick up on things.
Okay. My producer had asked me, he said, and I want to do it now, what question do you want to ask? Oh, I can ask it for you. Well, do you mind it being on air, Steve?
Go ahead.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. He has a girlfriend that he's had for 3 years, 3.5 years and everything else, and they keep having these up and down problems. He had a down problem a few months ago, and everything was great, and now he's got another sort of down problem. And I guess that, the closest I can put it, because I'm not there. How does he get over that?
I'm going to ask you a question.
True.
And then we'll go from there for one. True. He says true without asking. Okay. Is it family majority with her side?
Be truthful now, Steve.
It's both sides.
I know it's a combination, but I'm picking up on family.
No, I don't think it's jealousy.
What's the deal with family?
It's more so my daughter. I have a 12-year-old, so she's a little.
There's a conflict between the 12-year-old and
there's an internal conflict, but more so on her
She's the
side.
mother?
No,
No.
he's the father, and that's his girlfriend,
Okay.
and then the daughter.
The family, that's what I'm picking up on.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
Cocktails, please. Cocktails.
and unfortunately when it comes to step parents or things like that, there's always going to be a conflict with children involved in
Absolutely.
it.
I have 6 stepchildren, so I know all about that.
It's it's not easy, but you can make it work out. With her in her mind, when I'm picking up through your energy with her, the arguments and the fights, it's really in your mind, it's really unnecessary. It's like you just pick a fight to pick a fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Picking on you a lot. When it comes to your daughter, jealousy. Thank you. I'm gonna have her be my partner from now on.
Right. I have 6 stepchildren. I know all about them.
Jealousy. She wants more of your attention
Than the daughter's getting.
than the daughter.
Oh,
Not just the daughter, but everybody else too. She's very.
You're right.
She's like a lion when it comes to your relationship. Her claws come out and she just wants to wrap you
alone.
around, and that's just you. and then isolate you from everybody
Yeah, we can
else.
just leave it at that, and you're absolutely right. Just that alone.
But I'm going to
That
I'm
alone
just
is
going
the
to
biggest.
put-
One
I'm
of the
going to
biggest
put
issues.
something in there when you're involved with stepchildren and you've only got one, Anna, her name's Anna. And Anna's absolutely beautiful. I get on with her very, very well. Sometimes you've got to just sit back a little bit and just let it go on and let it happen. Let them have their moment sometimes. Because I dealt with that with 6 of them, and I just sort of, they could come to my house anytime they wanted. My hands were free of telling them what to do. I never told them what to do. You go to your dad. And so sometimes you've got to sit back a little bit, though you don't want to. But sometimes you sit back a little bit and you let them do their thing. And then that's the easiest way. And then they're both happy. Then they're both happy. Then you've got your girlfriend's happy, she's absolutely lovely. And then the daughter's happy because she's got your attention.
Right.
So that's all it is. The only problem is Paul Stevie has to play both sides. Steve, hang in there. You've got a great disposition, which he has. So just
You're a
remember-
very strong individual, and I know your mind is all mumbo jumbled right now, you know, in confusion of what to do, what not to do. And, you know, we'll talk afterwards. I can help you out with that. But, you know, people need to understand, and that's where you're too nice to her. There are times when, you know, you just cave in.
You've got to put your foot down.
You gotta put your foot down, because I could see you like, okay, honey, you know what I mean? Don't do that, because then, you know, in a way, respect goes both ways, and there's a way to do it. You could do it in a very respectable manner, and like, hey, you know what? It's true, you're not the biological mother, but you still have to play a role as my daughter, and you need to respect that.
Yes.
And to me, no matter what, because I have kids of my own, and what I always said is, you need to respect my children first. If you don't respect my children, you don't respect me, because they're part of me.
Yes. And you're actually, well, being the mother, you should be and are protecting them, because that is what you're supposed to do.
Exactly.
And that's, regardless of anybody out there, that's what you're supposed to do. Sometimes when you bring somebody else into the arena, you sometimes got to respect them as much as them, but always let your biological children know.
She's good.
Right.
Well, isn't it wonderful? This interview has gone on for quite a long time, so this is going to be quite interesting. I've never brought my producer into anything like this, but he did ask if he could be part of something, so I think just to put it out there in the open is pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Because it was not
Yeah.
pre-rehearsed at all.
Of course.
And Steve did ask the question. I want to, you know, so you've had your input, Steve.
And we didn't even really talk besides, hi, how are you? Introducing each other, and then next thing you know, I'm here. You know?
Well, Monica is just amazing. She's absolutely wonderful. I've learned an awful lot, though I don't even know her. She doesn't know me, but I never know any one of my guests. Husband's pretty cool here. He's actually taking a video of us. I think he's got the sound as well. He's got the sound. He's got everything. He's nodding his head, and he's wearing the same wedding ring as you're wearing. They've got all the same rings on. They're very, very connected. They're very well. Are they his children or your children?
They're all his.
They're all his.
All three of them. We've been married for 17 years.
So they're yours as well.
Mine and his together, yes.
They have children together.
3
Isn't
kids
that
together by the same person, the same guy.
That's really quite a miracle in Vegas. I don't know how long you've lived in Vegas, but that's a miracle.
You'll be amazed, people's jaws drop when all 3 of them are his. How long have you guys been together? I'm like,
Well,
it is a miracle.
And yours, they're both.
They're both of ours.
Yeah, there you go. I love the way that is said and that is put together. It's amazing. And we've had a fabulous, wonderful Tuesday afternoon with Vegas Live with Ninon. I've had so many different things going on with interviewing all my guests and everything. As you know, I don't pre-interview. One more thing I must suggest. Go to YouTube and subscribe, and you'll get to know more people, and you'll become more together, and then you put us out there even more. Remember, nothing happens without you. We'll be back.
Now I gotta